Hello YouTube. It's 10:17 p.m. October 16th, 2021. Saturday night. Yeah, so things are still kind of sucking. Not quite as bad as they were in my last video, which actually had a part 2, but I don't know. At this point, I've kind of decided to not upload it. I haven't deleted it yet, though, so I might. Stranger things have happened. Oh, so yeah, the so-called girlfriend still pretty much not just being exceptionally cold. Gosh, where was I last? When was I last vlogging? I'm trying to think what day it was. Oh, it was early Friday. It's all coming back to me now. Early Friday morning, on my way home from Bullocks, and missed the bus due to the stupid sign saying not in service, and me not realizing that was the bus I needed to get on. Yeah. I did eventually make it home that morning, but boy, was it a rough morning. But yeah, eventually the Route 19 came along, and I took it southbound. One thing I really dislike about Phoenix buses that I find they do a lot is they'll have the lights on bright when they're driving and it's dark outside. The lights on the inside of the bus, and it makes it very difficult to see out the windows to tell where the hell you're at, which makes transferring buses very difficult. And granted, I suppose I could use a GPS on my device on my phone and just watch the little dot move to show me where I'm at, and probably I should have done that in hindsight, but I wasn't thinking that very well, and never really noticed how dark. I needed to do my transfer onto the Route 29 to go down Thomas to get home, and it never really occurred to me just how damn dark that area is. It was around like 19th Avenue and Thomas. I mean, keep in mind, generally speaking, I drive everywhere, like most Phoenicians, at least I believe most Phoenicians, and it's easy to, when you're driving, to not notice how dark an area is when you're driving along with headlights. But yeah, when it got to that area, I really couldn't see where the heck we were, and I ended up getting off a quarter mile late sometimes the bus stop, there's a voice that'll say what it is, and it said Virginia. I'm like, oh, I overshot my street. So yeah, I got off at Virginia. I really need to get me some better shoes with all this walking I'm doing. But yeah, I walked up, so I had to walk a quarter mile, backtrack up 19th Avenue to Thomas. Took the Thomas Road bus. That was a reasonably pleasant experience. Did feel really bad for a guy. There was one point the bus pulled over, and the bus has just started loading. Actually, I think the 11th was the day they started it. They've started loading people through the front of the bus and taking tickets again. And it's my understanding, I guess, the buses have been functionally free for like a year and a half. And I don't know, I got mixed feelings about that. Anyway, the bus stopped for somebody, and I saw him jog trying to get to the stop, and the driver, I guess he waved at the driver, and the driver made an effort to stop for him. And he said something along the lines of, I've only got like 39 cents or something like that. Can you help me out? And the driver just shut the door on him. And it was just like, damn, life is hard. Life is so hard. And to be honest, I don't know how much cash I have on me. I do believe my biggest issue, if I was to get on a bus right now, would be that I've misplaced my monthly bus pass that I got from the mental health clinic, whose name I can never remember. And I did have a day pass on me because I had been trying to buy day passes every day, even though every day I didn't swipe them because a lot of times I get on the bus and I said they've been loading through the back door, so they don't get swiped. But I have them on me should I need them. And I had a couple times I tried to use this one, and for whatever reason the machine wouldn't read it, and the bus driver's just like, whatever, get on. And I used it. Actually, I think that was the morning I used it. After I did my last vlog, it was doing the same thing. And the driver reached in his pocket and pulled out like a complimentary bus pass or a courtesy bus pass, courtesy ride pass, something of that nature. And he basically put mine somewhere. I don't feel he threw it away. I feel he kept it. And maybe, he has to turn that into his boss, to account for the courtesy pass that he gave away, would be my guess. But who knows? But it seemed like he kept it. And he had it, and he ran that one through the machine, and it, put the date and time on it, and he handed it to me. And so that was a day pass, and which I used quite a bit on Friday. Actually, wait. Yeah, I did definitely use it on Friday because I needed to. No, I didn't. Trying to remember Friday, and that's kind of why I'm doing this, so I can have a recollection, because so often, like, my memory of a day fades in mere hours. For me to only be able to remember disjointed parts of it later. But yeah, so I just ended up using that just for my ride home, I swiped it on the 29, which took me to 44th Street. And I just walked home from there. Stopped at the QT, got a little something to eat, and was kind of astounded by the quantity of homeless people that were around the QT and in the park, right off Oak Street. Pierce Park has just become sort of a haven for homeless people lately. I mean, it's nothing like some of the parks in LA that I see on YouTube videos, but I mean, still, it's a thing. It's happening, which is kind of shocking when you consider just kind of how semi-upscale this area is. So anyway, brain fart. I'm trying to remember. So yeah, got that. Went home. Wow, look at this. There's a cart here. Wow. Looks like somebody went for a joyride on a cart from a grocery store. They left their stuff in it. Wow, that's odd. And I'm not gonna fucking none of that. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm trying to remember. Okay, yeah. So I stopped at QT and just walked home and got home, and the girlfriend was actually waiting. Instead of sleeping on the couch fully clothed, she was actually waiting for me half naked in bed, and I was pretty excited about that. Considering the lack of intimacy there's been so much lately. It's been going on for so long, and she having phlegm a lot lately. So anyway, she I kind of thought I was kind of hoping that was an open invitation, but I got undressed and tried to curl up next to her, and it didn't take long before I was told her favorite pet name for me, which is "Don't touch me." It's like one word now. Don't touch me. That's her pet name for me. Yeah, kind of sucks. So yeah, from there, I was kind of laid in bed and farted around online. Almost made it to sleep, and her alarm clocks woke me up a couple of times. They wake me up, but they don't wake her up. I tried to wake her up, to which I quickly got responded with, "Don't touch me." And then she yeah, at one point, like she did kind of half wake up and rolled over and was just honestly looked more appealing to me. She's looked in a long time. She's, laying on her back naked and well groomed, which she hasn't been in quite some time. So I was pretty excited about that. And again, nothing but "Don't touch me. I got to go to work. I'm late going to work. I don't have time for that." And proceeded to go occupy my daughter's room to work her work from home job that is taking up my daughter's room and preventing me from finding out where my daughter is. And I'm talking about my younger daughter, the one that's been missing for about a year and a half. I mean, there's no question I'm a victim of custodial kidnapping, but with my current living arrangement, I really feel like I can't use the things that are available. Like there's means available for me to get her back, but I feel like I can't use them because it would just, it's going to end up with me and her mother back in court. And yeah, that's going to end with, basically a testimony along the lines of, I don't have a place for her because I'm in this absolutely miserable relationship with a woman who has taken over her bedroom and made it her personal office, even though I've asked her repeatedly not to. But without her, I can't pay my rent, so I'd be completely homeless. And at that point, I wouldn't, like at this point, I still have legal custody, but I think at that point I wouldn't. So, I don't know, it's all just different layers of a bad situation in my life right now. But yeah, so frustrated, and she, gets up and goes in there, and I end up, managing to get to sleep, and slept pretty good, once she was out of my bed and didn't have her cell phone alarms going off nonstop, and wasn't being distracted by a mostly naked female body that doesn't want me to touch it in my own bed. For as bad as my marriage was, I don't ever remember a time that my ex-wife said that to me. Ever. I mean, even if we were frustrated with each other, we'd always, pretty much always end the night on with some intimacy, and it's a bedroom fun, and usually whatever it was that either had her or I in not the best of mood, that did wonders of making things feel better. And whether it's a good thing or not is hard to say. My marriage was an incredibly massive failure. So, maybe that was a bad way of dealing with that. But it certainly had me in, up until the point where we actually did separate, it had me in much better sorts than I am now, at least mentally. Oh, and in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just kind of walking aimlessly right now. That's an interesting sign. I'm thinking that's to let know people from Food City know that they can't take a cart past that spot. Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking about going to Subway to get something to eat. I'm not feeling Subway anymore. I'm gonna keep walking and talking. Oh, so, yeah, I slept pretty good. Woke up Friday afternoon and was getting Probably should have started working on my eBay orders, because I'm sitting on a few eBay orders, but just didn't really feel the energy to. I slept in pretty late because it took me, all night to get home, and just didn't feel the energy to walk to the post office. So I was just kind of starting to get ready for heading out to Bullock's, because all my equipment is still there. Kind of my Friday routine, pretty much since I started at Bullock's, is to go in there in the daytime, and I like it if I can get there. I had my car. Did it about half the time. Get there for breakfast at 11 o'clock. $2 you get a good sized breakfast. $4 you get a huge breakfast, and I've mentioned the Bullock's breakfast. It's an amazing deal, and it's not a bad breakfast. That guy's vehicle sounds awful. So yeah, but generally I try to get there, and then there's food. I might drink a little bit. Sometimes I just have water. Sometimes I just have Coke, and they usually get me a bit of a deal on it. Although most of the stuff I'm getting is like super inexpensive anyway. And at that point, like my computer's already set up, and I bring my trusty Sennheiser headphones and plug them into the board, and especially now that there's a barbershop next door that has a Cox hotspot, I'm able to work on music for a few hours, and I'm pretty much good to stay there as long as I want to stay there, as long as I have everything broke down by about 8. I try to have everything broke down by 8, but 8:30 at the latest. So when DJ Cat shows up, I'm not in her way for her to start her set. And then usually a half hour after she has like a half hour set, and then the band starts. And also so I'm not in the way in case any of the band members are, man, that guy's vehicle sounds awful. Thanks for the noise pollution. And so yeah, that's generally my plan, and I forget what it was. It was slowing me down on getting ready. Oh, I remember now. So my area on the side of my bed is really, really messy right now, and granted, I should probably be home cleaning it up right now, but I don't know. The energy to do that has just really been escaping me, because I've been so frustrated, and I'm so unhappy at home, and just generally either want to be asleep in my bed or I want to leave. Oh, here's some fun action. That was entertaining. So anyway, my keys, one of my keychains, which has like a miniature mag light, had fallen out of my pocket, and had somehow come apart on the way to unscrew it to put the little batteries in, and so I had to kind of go digging through the mess trying to find my damn keys. And at that point I was digging a little harder, because there's a little sheath that holds the batteries. They use little tiny button batteries, and without the batteries, I'm hard pressed to tell what kind of and these batteries. Without the batteries, I'm a little hard pressed to know exactly which ones to get. And I'm also without it needs a little plastic sheath that the batteries are in for it to work. Just put the batteries in it, because the flashlight is metal, and yeah, it insulates the little sheath. Kind of makes 3 of these button batteries into a little battery pack and insulates it from the housing of the flashlight. Anyway, so I'm digging, which is at this point like trying to find a needle in a haystack. And my older daughter just randomly showed up, which was unexpected and really nice. I love spending time with her, but I hardly ever get to. It's kind of weird. Sometimes she chats with me online, and other times my messages go unanswered. And I don't know what she's got going on in her life. I'm sure there's times she messages me and it takes me forever to respond to her, either because my battery's dead, or I don't have service, or I'm asleep and I'm doing one of my Rip Van Winkle Let's Sleep for sleep for 28-hour sleep marathons to escape the mess that is my life most of the time. And it's just, I mean, that's kind of just become a depression coping mechanism for me over the last, I'm honest with myself, it's probably been about 5 years. I feel like I've slept a lot of the last 5 years away. Anyhow, she showed up. That was kind of cool. It was actually really cool because there was some stuff I really wanted to do, and she had just got her car, and she asked if I wanted to, go with her, needed a ride anywhere, and she said that, she got it back from Rob, that her car had been on the lift, because she had the whole suspension and stuff redone and some other stuff, and asked if I wanted to, I'm like, well, yeah, I really want to check on my friend, because I haven't, my friend that works on the cell phones, I want to check on him. I haven't heard from him in like a week, and I'm just really worried about him. I said, and I really could, we were talking about this place called, I affectionately call it Ghettotronics. It's actually called West Tech Electronics Recycling. And I really need some DVI cables. Now, I think I might have some, but the ones I have, I don't know where they're at. But the DVI cable that I'm using at Bullock's doesn't work unless I actually kind of pull it at a funny angle and then hold it in place with duct tape. Now, I'm not 100% sure if maybe that's a short in the output on my video card or if it's cable itself, but obviously the first step in diagnosing that is swapping out the cable, which requires another cable, which normally my car is no big deal. I just drive down there and get one. I think they're $1 there. I've always got tons of them. That's one of those sort of items that if I buy some other random piece of hardware or a stereo component or something, the guy that runs the shop just generally just gives me a cord. He's like, yeah, take a couple cords. You need some cords? Take a couple cords. I'm charging you for the cords. So they always do me really good at that shop. And I've been shopping there for, God, I want to say like 17 years. So, yeah, anyway, we went there. My friend was okay, which was nice. I mean, he was having some problems with his internet, which I guess is off some kind of tower or something, but just sitting on his patio, and we talked a little bit, and his response was, well, I got a couple text messages from you, but I didn't think anything that needed a response, which is kind of like, okay. I try to respond to everything, if for no other reason people know I'm still alive, but yeah, that's what he said, and I tried to see if we could maybe get him, because I feel like he's kind of been trapped in his apartment because he's been without a vehicle for a while, and has even less access to public transit than I do. And so I asked him. I was trying to get him to go with us to West Tech, which used to always close at 5 p.m. And then he's just like, hey, if you guys are going to West Tech, you better hurry up because they close at 3. And told us that they started closing at 3 as of the pandemic. I guess that, when that shows how long it's been since I've been there. So anyway, Allison and I ended up going there, and we got there right as the guy that runs the store was counting down the money, so we missed it. So no cables for me, which sucks. But anyway, went to. She ended up giving me a ride over from there. So I'm trying to think where else we went. We went to. So that's like downtown Phoenix-ish. Oh, I showed her the warehouse that had her first words in, where she first talked. That was kind of fun. I think it was more fun for me than her, but anyway. I was kind of hoping maybe seeing the building might trigger some early childhood memories, but it didn't. And then let's see, after that we went to, I'm trying to remember where we went. I think we went to her place for a little while. I don't know, my memories are really fuzzy of the trip with her. I do know we went to her place for a little while. It seems like we went somewhere else. Oh, we went to my mental health clinic. Yeah, so my case manager earlier this year had some kind of major medical problem, and she was in the hospital for a while, nearly died. And since she's just like paralyzed from the waist down, is my understanding of it. Now she's going through some kind of physical therapy, trying to get the use of her legs back, but at this point is neither capable of walking nor driving. So she's still my case manager, and I still talk to her on the phone, although it's really hard to reach her, but she does regularly call me. And I think she still tries to coordinate my stuff at the mental health clinic, but she doesn't, she's never there. So I have to talk to somebody else on the quote unquote, the team. Anyway, I told her that I lost my bus card. And she's like, well, we can't get you a replacement bus card. So that really sucks. And then, so I had her, wasn't sure, where my cards were for my appointment cards for when my next appointments are. So I was like, well, hey, can you at least look that up for me so I can just have another appointment card? And she left for a while. And then when she came back, I was like, okay. I said, and then my daughter thought of it. Like, I didn't even think of it. My daughter's like, well, can you line up transportation for him now? And she goes, well, no, if you've been given a bus pass, you can't. If you have a bus pass, she says, if you have a bus pass, you can't have transportation. And I was like, but I just told you I don't have a bus pass. She says, well, I mean, if you were given one. like people with severe mental health issues don't lose stuff. Craziness. Yeah, the system's broken, people. It really, really is. That's all I got to say about that. That doesn't look suspicious at all. So yeah, I'm in a much rougher neighborhood than where I live, by the way. No, yeah, fun thing about Phoenix, no matter how nice of a neighborhood you live in, for most of them, the ghetto's not far away. So yeah, we weren't able to get a bus card. It was pretty much a wasted trip to my clinic. But it was a fun exploration in just how much the assistance, the place that's supposed to provide assistance for those with severe mental illness, is failing to do so. And I saw, plenty of people in the lobby that seem to be dealing with even worse struggles. So just a typical day down at the mental health clinic that's, the government-funded mental health clinic. From there I went to, she took me to Bullocks, and this one's on me. I should have I really don't know. I guess I know they don't allow minors in Bullocks. That's a no-brainer. But because they serve food, and I'm a parent, and I'm contracted there, I've found a lot of places are a little more lenient about that sort of thing in the daytime if you're just getting food. And so I was just hoping that we could, it was dollar taco time, so I was hoping that Alice and I could get some tacos, and Heather, the bartender, who I absolutely adore, she's like, yeah, how old are you? And I'm like, she's 19. She's 19. And she's like, yeah, you gotta ask Jimmy about that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't even, think about that. I said, we're just hoping to get some tacos, and obviously she's not drinking. I was just hoping to get some tacos and just sit over by my stuff and talk. Because where my stuff is set up is really separated from the rest of the bar. And Jim was odd, to be honest, but he was a little standoffish, but he was okay with it, kind of as a just this one time sort of thing. But he and then trying to find out, like, when Allison found out that they were just beef tacos. There were beef tacos. She's just like, no, I don't. I want chicken. I don't like beef, anything beef. So it's like, well, sorry, not an option. So she did get a Coca-Cola, and we sat and talked for a little bit longer, and she took off. So I get to spend a little quality time with my daughter, and at least one time of not having to take the bus there, which was nice. Got a lot done on music. And I'm not going to go into details on that because I notice I'm over 30 minutes here. I can't believe I've talked this long. I wasn't planning on doing a vlog at all today. It's a funny thing. It does seem to help my mental health to let my thoughts out and recount my days that seem to be bleeding into each other, and as I keep getting lost in depression and going extended periods of time without waking up. So so I had a pretty good time there. As we were on our way there, I've been having a lot of issues with my phone, so I've gone off at length. But Corey, my friend Corey texted, and my friend Tony, who I had, the one, and she called me and she apologized for leaving. She said she was just so tired that she just couldn't make it until 2 a.m. And I guess she felt really bad when I told her the hell I went through trying to get home. But I mean, I feel her. I know she was kind of tired when she showed up at the beginning of of my show, and so. I mean, it is what it is. She doesn't really owe me a ride, but it was great. I had a great conversation with her about stuff, and I responded to Corey and didn't get a reply from him, and then I for some reason my Obama phone didn't charge, and I didn't have a charge cable on me to charge it at the bar, so I didn't think to charge it in Allison's car, so it ended up dying while I was at the bar, and I messaged Corey back, and let him know. It's like, hey, I'm here, see the message, asked if I want to hang out. I'm like, well, yeah, definitely, but can you pick me up at Bullocks again? And anyway, I at least I was trying to make use of the resources I had. I had a good strong battery on the iPhone, which I don't have now. It's getting pretty close to dying. This may get cut off soon. In fact, I just got the 10% battery pop-up. And I've already had the 20% battery pop up since I've been recording this, so yeah, I should probably wrap this up. Oh man, I'm over 30 minutes. I really need to wrap this up. Mostly I wanted to vent about how frustrated I am with my girlfriend, but just recounting my Friday, which actually was for the most part a really good day, even though the girlfriend wasn't a part of it, and it just basically just referred to me as nothing but don't touch me, in the morning, and then proceeded to occupy my daughter's room. At least I was able to push past that, have a good afternoon with my other daughter, and good afternoon at the bar. Got to actually, so Corey ended up messaging me later. He fell asleep, and he works graveyard shift, so I mean, I know he's just kind of on a screwy schedule, but I never did hear back from Tony. She said she was going to come out there, but I never heard back from her, but we got the anyway, Corey and I hung out at the bar. I had a really good time hanging out at the bar, like after DJ Cat started her set, and got to hear the band play for quite a while, and I don't feel like I was really connecting with anybody that night, but I was just having a good time hanging out and having heavily discounted beers, and she sorry, brain's just not thinking very clearly today. He ended up picking me up. We went to a karaoke bar and had a great time. And instead of feeling heavily ignored by my girlfriend, which is how I usually feel, or worse yet, she's super, clingy and whatnot with me while I'm there, but then as soon as we get home, it immediately goes to the other room, and my name turns back to "Don't touch me," and I'm stuck in the bedroom just all alone. It's like, wow, that's a fun front you put out all night to make sure that I didn't actually meet somebody that does want to be intimate with me. But yeah, okay, this sucks. So yeah, it was good going. I actually had women flirting with me, and it felt really good. Kind of like to go someplace and have that experience again tonight, but where would I go? I'm on foot. I don't want to say I have that limited of funds, but I need to really ration what I have for my upcoming bills, since my income has dropped way back with the Union Jack and unexpectedly letting me go. Yeah, we had a great night with Corey, and went to a karaoke bar where the KJ's somewhat of a friend of mine, and he runs a great show, and we just had a blast. And after that, Corey wanted to know if I wanted to get any food, and so we ended up going to Jenny's, which is the nickname of the infamous gay Denny's at 7th Street and Camelback, and boy, was that a fun freak show. always a fun freak show there late at night. Yeah, some very flamboyant cross-dressers there. Fun to look at. Always a lot of really attractive women there as well. But yeah, always an entertaining crowd at that Denny's late at night. I didn't actually get home till about 4 a.m. And oh man, my morning sucked after that. So I'm sitting there talking to my friend, and random car comes up, dark car, can't really see who it is, and just stops like by us and starts backing up, and just backs right into a parked car. Smash, bam, damn. And that was all funny until I realized it was my daughter. It's like, wow, dang. You got a crisis to deal with in the middle of the morning, and it was awful. I mean, at least she's got insurance. She's responsible. Not the most attentive when backing up, because it's the second vehicle she's backed into. But she's like, well, I have trouble seeing when I'm backing up. I'm like, here's a novel concept. This is a wide open street, parallel park in a way that doesn't require backing up. And I'm pointing at the street, and then she said, well, I just wanted to be closer. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, now you're paying the price for it. I'm frightened of what her insurance rates are going to do as a result of this, but anyway, yeah, I had to wake up my neighbor, and that was awkward. And anyway, she's got some mail she received at my place, and Priscilla, I don't know, she hid it somewhere, and we could not get her to wake up, help us find it. Just laying on the couch, fully clothed again. Can't get her to even wake up to help us find Allison's mail and show us where the hell she put it. Yeah, not happy with that situation at all. Anyway, after that, it was just made for a super long night. I hadn't heard back from Allison after about maybe 2-3 in the morning, so I honestly didn't expect that she was going to I didn't expect that I was going to hear from her. I figured she just called it a night. So for her to just randomly show up at my place like shortly after I got there was really unexpected. But after she failed to find her mail, and I failed to find her mail, she just she called her insurance company and then took off. And I ended up just kind of falling asleep alone in my bed. Yeah. I'm tired of being alone, having a girlfriend, but being alone in my bed all the time. Which granted, actually was a lot better than, her being in my bed, half naked, having nothing to say other than "don't touch me." So at least I was able to get comfortable in the bed. But anyway, I woke up. She came in a couple of times, but nothing. Not always fully dressed. Always just nothing looked like it was going to lead to any kind of intimacy. So she took off and then came back. Took off, came back. Mostly I did sleep most of the day. just didn't really feel the energy to do anything today after as late as my night, after the car accident and stuff, and that stretching into the morning. But that's kind of leading up to now. I spend most of my day today just kind of farting around on Reddit and doing absolutely nothing constructive, just wasting time, at least doing in the relative comfort of my bed. And then at one point I noticed she was kind of primping herself and getting all dolled up in front of the bathroom mirror. She kept kind of sucking in her stomach and trying to see if that outfit she was wearing made her look fat. It's just, when I see women doing that, I'm just like, if you put a little more effort into working out, less effort into that, you wouldn't have that problem. But I was watching her do that. Came in the room to grab her earrings. Came in the room, and I don't know who she's getting dolled up for, but not me. Didn't tell me what she was doing, where she was going, nothing. Obviously, I'm not a consideration. So, but I guess the kicker is that she left out at about 10:30 at night. Got dolled up to go see somebody. I got a feeling she probably went to the Wander Inn, and I really wanted to go someplace else, but where else would I go, right? So I'm headed there to find out. Maybe she's there. Maybe she's not, but I don't know. I have a good time, and maybe I'll spend the evening pretending I don't know her. I don't know. See how that works out for me. Anyway, thanks for coming around for this excruciatingly long walk.